Flame of Love of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, the Spiritual Diary, Chapter 5, Episode 69, 1965, Doubts, January 1st, 1965. On New Year's Day, the Blessed Virgin said, "By the outpouring of my flame of love, I will place the crown of success on the Holy Council." Since mid-January, I began to live in the middle of great dryness and spiritual darkness. In my abandonment, the idea more and more dominated me that everything up to now has been pure imagination and a lie. I have tried to get rid of this idea with all my strength. But the more I tried, the more I fell under its power. In the midst of great loneliness, this spiritual anguish was made worse by the disturbing thoughts of constant doubts against faith. With all my strength, I tried to safeguard the spiritual balance, which was already greatly reduced. In my weakness, my confused thoughts convinced me that everything was evil. This insecurity kept growing and causing waves in my soul. Then a violent hopelessness made me decide to radically end my continual lies, because if I do not do that, I will be damned. This thought caused me to shake. I do not want to sin. Once and for all, I uproot from my heart my deceitful imaginings. I leave behind all that deals with my lies. I will not speak with anyone who knows me. I will not speak any more with the sister who has been assigned to me. I will never go to my confessor. I have the feeling that he is too easy on me and allows me to go on with my imaginary lies. I did not dare to continue writing the words of the Lord Jesus because I constantly thought that they were totally my own invention and that I was writing under the impulse of self-sufficiency and pride. I was entrapped in extraordinarily great torments. When I stopped writing them, a new fear overpowered me. I was not fulfilling the request of the Lord Jesus. Struggling in the midst of these torments, I could hardly pray. In my spiritual darkness, I abandoned the fight for a short time. Then I heard the voice of the Lord Jesus. Jesus said, "Today you have not yet said a single word to me." I jumped at these words. However, I could not tell if they were the Lord's words or the last vibrations of my lies. The next moment, I heard the Blessed Virgin sobbing in my soul. I took this as my imagination tempting me with past memories. I kept trying to free myself from these deceiving illusions, which had reached their highest point. I live now in a terrible spiritual world, but I will make a final effort to free myself definitively from these confusing lies. I tried to do this many times, but my will was too weak. Therefore, everything began again, or rather, I continued to make the situation worse. In vain, I asked the bishop, Father X and Father D, to free me from evil spirits. None of them did. They calmed me down with the hope that the will of God would become clear to me. For me, their words lacked strength, and I continued with my lies. In vain, I asked my confessor to be severe with me. I felt that he was too kind and would not uncover my serious failings. I had some tremendous struggles. My confessions brought me no relief, because I thought that he did not notice my lies. Sometimes the unrest so tortured my soul that I did not dare go to communion. Crying, I pleaded with my confessor, "Father, do not trust me because I am a liar and a deceiver. My many sins keep me from receiving Holy Communion. Do you remember, Father, what you told me? That I should not hesitate to receive it because you took upon yourself the responsibility for my fault, and I, faithfully obedient to your command, dared to do it." Afterwards, for a short time, I was able to be calm, but the feelings in my heart constantly changed. This struggle was unbearable. When I confessed the last time, you encouraged me to speak and to relieve my soul, but I could not tell you what was happening in my heart. Frequently and without warning, I felt some obstacle within, and that you are a person of good faith. The best thing is not to continue to deceive you with my endless lying, because both of us will be damned. This is a terrible torment. I can no longer withstand it. Until now, you guided me in all my thoughts and actions, encouraging me to accept every sacrifice for the holy cause. But no one can say whether this cause really exists and does not come from me. I myself am not sure. The bishop already told me that it does not come from the devil. Father X and Father D said the same thing. My father also calmed me down. One time, Satan said to me, "This does not come from me nor from God, but from yourself." My Lord, forgive my sins. I do not want to be deceived any longer. I want to have peace. I see that all I have done lacks common sense, and I cannot explain why I have been suffering only since that time. Since this comes from sin, it cannot be meritorious. Free me from this terrible torment. This is the only prayer I raise up to heaven. Only death, a happy death. This will be my salvation that will free me from my infernal torments that I suffer here on earth. For years, I have been enduring this. Oh, happy death, I abandon myself to God's mercy. If he deprives me of my life, and if God forgets about me amid the souls in purgatory until the day of judgment, I would gladly accept it, because as long as I am there, I would not be able to sin. With death, my confused thoughts and my lies will cease, and I would not offend God anymore. When I heard in my heart the date when I would die and be among the blessed, I felt deep gratitude. To be freed from earth will be an unimaginable pleasure. Until this happens, I will go to a new confessor and will not mention to him the sinful imaginations that take place in my heart. I will leave these aside and be freed from my sins, because my previous confessions, I feel it so, were filled with pretense. This thought caused a painful unrest in my soul. I do not want to return to my former confessor, because the wounds caused by my past lies will be opened again. This would weaken my firm determination and would disturb the peace of my soul. I am living with terrible torments. Trust in me. January 7th, 1965. The Lord Jesus said, "Don't think about who will be this strong soul, who will put our messages into action. Myself, I have no need of strength. I choose humble and sacrificial souls. The important thing is that they draw close and have confidence in me. Trust me. I repeat, this is how you can enter fully my close circle." Confession. January 11th, 1965. I went to confession. For 2 or 3 days I was so relieved. No, I should not write it this way, because this lightness snatched me from earth, and during these days I felt an enthralling bliss. My bliss was so great that I had the feeling of not being able to contain it within myself. During this period, I went to the Carmel, and I stayed there for a few hours. I so wanted all to feel this ecstasy with me. I could hardly contain it. Stopping my work, I kissed the forehead of the sister assigned to accompany me. The Lord Jesus permitted this sister to feel the wonderful effect of the grace that lived within my soul. The Lord Jesus said, "The eye of God rests upon you."